This doesn't need to be on, I don't think, but we will just turn it off now that we know it is streaming. Okay? All right. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviram Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Swarupa Anusandhana Ashtakam. Ashtakam means octet. Octet means Ashtakam, yes. 8 verses. That which has 8 verses. Octet. Like so many Ashtakas we know. Totaka Ashtaka, Shuka Ashtaka. So many Ashtakas are there. This is one more Ashtakam. This is the custom in the tradition. You can say whatever you want in prose also. It will be equally effective. You are Brahman. You don't desire anything else. In fact, all your desires are to be free. You can say it like that. But it doesn't stick. Yeah. Won't stick. Why? Because there is a lot of other habits, habitual ways of thinking about oneself, habitual ways of behaving, habitual ways of habitual notions about the self, the world, and God, Jiva Jagat, Ishvara. And so they come in the way. So if supposing you just are told you are Brahman and that's it, then it makes a dent, definitely. But it's not, it doesn't have that ascertaining power or staying power. And so the tradition has a rich history of secondary works on Vedanta, following the Bhagavad Gita, of course, which are all in what? Various poetic meters. Poetry means you can kind of remember. And here the collective is very useful. Somebody remembers the first line, and then you remember the next line. Then somebody else remembers the third line, and this way it's a nice way to for recall. Not only for recall, but it somehow goes in, because that's what it is, poetry goes in and touches the heart in a way that prose can never. Even though, if you go out and say, the sun is shining, the sky is blue, it doesn't, it's like, okay, so what? Tatah kim, yes. Tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim. And in fact, this tatah kiming is the hallmark of the jiva. See, I'm getting another dance number for her. Gurvashtakam. Gurvashtakam. You'll do very well. Yeah. Do it and send me a video. So there are ways in which these poems are designed to unfold the lotus called the jaded, faded jiva. And they achieve their mark. We saw a very powerful one. What was that? Advaita Makaranda. Still ringing in our ears. And in a compact way, the author accomplishes so much. It's just mind-boggling. what the Advaita Makaranda accomplishes directly and without any swerving here and there, this text accomplishes in a stealth mode. Yes. You don't know what is happening. Advaita Makaranda, you can say Manana Grantha. Yes, because it has all this reasoning. And he takes on the Nayayika, the Vaisheshika, all of them, and then makes short shrift of them. First line is the objection or whatever, the second line is the answer to the objection. So this is a very straightforward Grantha. This one, on the other hand, is just like a meandering thing. Is it Prakarana Grantha? What is Prakarana Grantha? Prakarana Grantha is that which unfolds the Upanishads and their vision in a systematic manner, in a way that does not leave any gaps. The Upanishad can afford to leave gaps because they are ladies of few words. They don't really go into details. But the Prakarana Grantha fleshes out all that is missing and then lays out systematically what is the vision, what is the Vishaya, what is the subject matter, who is the qualified person who should study, what will happen if I study this, and then finally what is the connection between study and this effect of this knowledge, which is self liberation, understanding oneself as free of samsara. What is samsara? Some sorrow or the other. That is what samsara is. And so this is very straightforward. Prakarana Granthas are very innocent and straightforward. Manana Granthas also. This one we don't know. Are you a Prakarana Grantha? Yes. Are you a Nididhyasana Grantha? Yes. Are you a Manana Grantha? Yes. So are you all three? No. You see as the verses go. You don't know where to put it. It starts off very innocently, and one feels when you see the first two lines, you will say, "What is this? Am I in Vedanta KG? What is going on over here?" I thought I had graduated Vedanta kindergarten, and I'm good enough to study Advaita Makaranda, and now we are going back to the what? Pre-KG, yes. But then suddenly it goes somewhere else. And so this keeps you guessing. It keeps you guessing. Why? Because the whole thing is designed to confuse the ahankara. This ahankara is, the troublemaker, mischief maker. Now what does it do? It catches hold on to whatever you give it, it catches. And says, mine. And then after a while, what happens to the word mine? Me. First it is a t-shirt. Then it is my t-shirt. I went to the ashram shop and purchased it. So now it is my t-shirt. After wearing it, what does it become? Me shirt. Yes, me t-shirt. That's why if I say nice shirt, shirt doesn't say thank you. As we have pointed out many times, who says thank you? You say thank you. I didn't say anything about you, right? I didn't say you look nice in this t-shirt. I didn't say this is a good color on you. I simply said nice t-shirt. But quickly the ownership turns into I-ship, identification. So this ahankara, if you give it something, including vittles of Vedanta, Vedantic vittles, to catch hold of that and then make the infinite into finite, and then what? And then say, this much alone is me. Wait, you told me I was this. Now you're telling me I'm not this. Now you're telling me I'm this. And so here the jiva is kept dancing, not gracefully, yeah, without any steps, dancing, much akin to the cat on the hot tin roof. The way the jiva is dancing. It kept dancing. Why? Because this is not a knowledge that you can catch. It is a knowledge that you have to allow to catch you. You don't catch it, you have to be caught by it. And so therefore, this is kind of a delightfully kind of a thing that just goes on meandering. Much like these reptiles. These reptiles, they have a problem, or maybe we have a problem, I don't know. I don't know which it is. You don't know where they are going. Look at the scorpion, crab, lobster, prabhritayah. You look at all of them. They go this way, and then they go that way, and then they go this way. And then while you are focused on this way, then they attack somehow. And snakes also. Snake also, you don't know exactly. It just goes like this, like this, like this, undulating. Oh, how nice. Okay, it is far away. And then suddenly it's really close. When did it come? Oh, no, only it knows. Nobody else knows. And this text is like that. Appropriately, it is in the Bhujanga Prayata meter. Prayata means proceeding. Bhujanga means what? Snake. Why does it mean snake? What is bhuja? Bhuja means what? Shoulders. Yeah. So, gachati goes with the shoulders. Now, don't take this literally, okay? Yeah. Don't say the snake does not have shoulders. What do you mean it moves with the help of shoulders? Okay? Don't take it literally. The idea is that it moves as though using the whatever mobility ways that it has. And where does that motion originate? Where it should have, could have, would have shoulders if it had shoulders. Okay? Bhujabhyam gacchati iti bhujangaha or bhujangamaha. Both are valid. Because it goes like that. And if it had shoulders, it would be, this is the head, and it would be somewhere there, and that's how it propels itself forward. So therefore, it is called bhujanga. It is also called uraga. Urasi gacchati goes with the help of the chest. Don't say where is the chest of the snake. Those are all, can't be taken literally. Let's just take it with a grain of salt. Then, Bhujanga Prayata is a very beautiful meter, and we have encountered it before. I will tell where later. But right now, just want to talk about this meter a bit. And this meter has a abiding presence in the shloka literature. So we have various shlokas, means praise hymns, praise songs to various deities. The most important of of the shloka literature is this one. What is that called? Subramanya Bhujanga. Very nice. And for Subramanya, again, Bhujanga, this is the meter. And then so many other deities are also extolled with the help of this meter. And so it has a big presence in the shloka literature. It has earned this meter has earned a name for itself in the shloka literature, because whenever you think of praise, whenever you think of any kind of an extolling, then this meter comes to mind. Not only that, that's the first reason why he uses it, because here what is being extolled? Atma. Ah. This shloka of 8 verses is extolling the virtues of the knower of the self and of the self itself, and giving reasons why the self should be known, by whom the self should be known, all these things. And so therefore it is very valuable. So this is one reason why this meter is important and why it works over here. Then the second reason is that not only in the shloka literature we find the use of this meter, we also find the use of this meter in the Vedanta literature, as I said. And in fact, we have studied one such text. Quiz. Anybody know which one? We have studied it twice in Eugene. Hastamalakiya. Hastamalakiya. Beautiful text. Hastamalaka was a direct disciple of who? Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara's direct disciple is Hastamalaka. And without doing anything, without working hard, without breaking his head on Sanskrit sutras and rules, he seemed to have gained this knowledge just like that. Like having plucked a berry from the tree. The berry is where? No longer on the tree. Where is it? In hand. So that is what the word Hastamalaka means. The one who has gooseberry in the hand. And so he composed one kriti. What is kriti? One composition. He composed one work called Hastamalakiya, and very nice story attached there also to it. The boy was 10, 11 years old, did not say one word. They thought perhaps he is deaf, but he wasn't deaf. Came when called for meal times, and no problem following commands. But we did not talk, and did not have friends. These are all whatever signs for the parents. Did not have friends, did not talk, would not do anything, just sat around the house, and that's all. So these days, what would we do? We would think, okay, maybe there is autism, maybe there is something, we'll take them to specialist and everything. And those days, they would take them to a sadhu, no use to us. Maybe he will be of some use to you. So saying, the parents took him there. Maybe they also thought, Adi Shankara is such an exalted being, maybe he will just look at him and he will start talking. In which case he will bring him back and make him join the father's business, or whatever plan they had. So he was brought there. He hadn't said a word in his life, 10, 11 years old. And Adi Shankara simply says, Kastam Bala. Who are you, O child? And usually, first of all, he was not talking. If somebody was talking, they would say, I am the son of so-and-so, I am this one, I am the brother of so-and-so, or whatever he would say. I am from this village, and I have come with my parents who are standing there. This is what somebody who would talk say. And then for somebody who doesn't talk, even that was not expected of him. But he broke into this song using this meter, all impromptu, and came out with this wonderful set of verses whose refrain is Sanityopalabdhi Swarupoham Atma. I am this Atma which is Nitya Upalabdhi Swarupaha. I am this Atma which is of the nature of that which is ever present and ever available. So the I never goes away. Sometimes I wish I could go away, but I don't go away. I never go away. And that is what is said in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Na drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopaha syat avinashitvat. Because of the nature of the I, because of its nature being indestructible, then there is no disappearance of the drashtu. Drashtuhu means what? The seer. Of the seer, the disappearance is not there. So therefore, the seer is never out of sight. The seer can never be out of mind. Therefore. And so he just composed like this. Nimittam manashchakshuradipravrittau nirastakhilopadhirakashakalpaha ravir something yatha yasaha sanityopalabdhiswarupohamatma. Do you feel the snake? Yeah, it's important. It's important to feel the snake. The movements of the snake you should feel. You should just, because it undulates, that undulating motion, because the snake doesn't say, okay, I'm going from point A to point B and I'm just going zip. No, it meanders. Because this is very important to understand, because in the movement of the snake, there is this kind of a constant detour. From where? From the goal. In the same way, for all of us, lot of backtracking. Yes. I'm Vedanta'd out. Yeah. I don't think I can handle this anymore. I think I need a break. From what? From myself. Because Vedanta is yourself. Huh. Isn't Vedanta yourself? Yes. Vedanta is yourself alone. So, who do you need a break from? Yourself. And can you have a break from yourself? Say no, so we can move on. No, you can't have a break from yourself. And so, this constant backtracking, this feeling like I really don't think I know. Even though I've been studying for so many years, I think I missed something. I think something is not firing properly. Mahavakyas are not firing properly. They are not landing fully. Something is off. And so again the effort is made. And then there are so many distractions. Here a raga, there a dvesha. So you keep going like this. And then finally you reach the goal, thank God. And so this Bhujanga Prayata is a very appropriate meter for the study of Vedanta Shastra for this reason. Very, very important. For this reason, it's very much to do that. Because it illustrates that self-knowledge, or any kind of knowledge for that matter, is not a linear enterprise. You don't go zip. With lot of heartaches, lot of tears, lot of fears, lot of backtracking, lot of saying yes, no, maybe, always, sometimes, never, and all these things, and then finally going there. And when you reach there, you find out that there was no traveler, there was no path, and then there is no destination. All that is there is you, all that was there was you, and all that will be there will be who? You. That is the beauty of it. So this text has two names. Swarupa Anusandhana Ashtakam. Ashtakam, octet, 8, that which has 8 verses is called Ashtaka. Swarupa means one's own nature. Anusandhana means research, inquiry, a very thorough inquiry. Anu, in keeping with something else. Here, the Shastra. So, Anusandhana, inquiry into what? The nature of who? Myself. Even though the neighbor's nature is much more alluring to, dissect. Why did they behave this way? Why are they so weird? Why are they so quirky? That has much more masala, garam masala is there. Here it's so boring. I have to look into myself. Why? The other person is much more interesting. Look at them. Look at how weird they are. So it's much more easy to be obsessed with why the person sitting next to me has not gotten the vision, even though they have been attending the classes for so many years, rather than why I haven't gotten the vision. You see? Yeah, that's how the mind works. But here it says, Swarupa. Whose Swarupa? Swatswarupa. One's own Swarupa. That's why we have to add. So don't correct the title, add it silently. When it says Swarupa, you understand Swa. Swa means one's own, mine, my Swarupa. Now the next question is, do you not know who you are? Why do you need a research-like analysis into your Swarupa? Have you gone mad? Why do we need to do this? Because everybody knows, everybody has an understanding of who they are. People will say that, the description starts obviously with the body, because that is the first thing we can objectify. I am this much tall and I weigh this much. Nobody else will know, only I'll know. But I weigh this much. And then this is the color of my hair. That is, if you have hair. If you don't have hair, this doesn't apply to you. Okay? Then this is my livelihood, or was my livelihood. And then this is where it is. And all this. This is how the nature. And then we say, my nature is not to interfere in anybody's life. People talk like this. We talk like this. My nature is to get angry. And when provoked or when these conditions come, I just lose it. And some people will say this. I'm very much committed to environmental justice, social injustices. I don't like. It sets me off. Are these not your Swarupa? We can say, yes, they are my Swarupa. But the moment I take them as my nature, I find that they are constantly shifting. The things that one liked as a baby, hopefully, one does not like right now. One may still play with those things. Doll, teddy bear, car, all these things. If you have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whoever it is, young children come, you may go. You'll go with the car just to make that infant also get attracted to the car. A small toddler is there, you are playing with it. But you don't say, mine, you can't have it. I played with it as a child. You don't do that. Same thing, doll, teddy bear. Although teddy bears, little bit mystifying, because in the United States, even in adults have teddy bears. I don't know what that is. Somebody can enlighten me on that. because one time when I first came to this country, somebody's house I went, and they said, "Would you like to see the house?" I said, "Yeah, I'd like to see your house." So they showed me the rooms, and in the bedrooms, 5, 6 teddy bears, nicely just arranged. So then I didn't see any other signs of children. I said, "Where are the children?" Then they said, "No, they belong. They belong to us. They're ours." I couldn't laugh then, so now I'm laughing. So no comments there, okay? Yeah. So we have this way in which the likes and dislikes are constantly shifting, constantly changing, and never are they the same. Never are they the same. Constant shift, constant change, constant flux. If you do this, I'll be angry. This also is not true, really. Because if somebody is desperate enough, they will not be angry. Even if it is something kind of a triggering situation. Triggering situation happens all the time. But if there is a triggering situation in the workplace, in the office, with the boss, you don't say, "Oh, this is my nature, I'm going to just..." Yeah. I have a permanent dormant volcano at the top of my head, and it is my Swarupa, and then watch out, it's going to not be dormant any longer. Nobody says that. And if somebody does that, the Vedanta, this text is not for them, at least not yet. And so, like this, whatever we think our nature is eminently dispensable, is eminently challenged, and is all the time negatable. Without the anger, are you or not? Yes. Nobody says, "This is me plus my anger," or "This is me minus my anger. Thank God I left my anger at home and I have come to visit you." Nobody says this. So, all these things which I say I am, they are, with a few things we have to see about them. They are constantly shifting, number one. Even the one who says, "Oh, I'm the one who has the best hair in the whole world." Few years later, what? Yeah. No hair, only air. Okay? Yeah. H silent. All right. So this is what happens. And so the same thing with the face, with height. I am so many feet, so many whatever inches. And then what? As you grow older, what happens? Yes. Like clothes accidentally put in the dryer, we shouldn't have gone. Yeah. So one lives for 80 years spinning through the machines of life, and then comes out a prune, all shrunk. All shrunk and shriveled up. And so you cannot say, "I was beauty queen when I was several decades ago, I got this prize. I was Miss something." Cannot say that. It's not true. Because the idea is here that the word true in itself we have falsified. We have falsified the word true. Because true means it should navyabhicharati. Does not contradict itself, does not swerve from its assigned meaning. But here, none of these things are true. None of these things which we identify ourselves with the help of, none of them are true. Not a single one is true. And so, All this which I think is my Swarupa is not my Swarupa at all, I find. And if I cling on to them as Swarupa, which is the natural tendency to do, I was sitting next to one person in the plane, hot day, hot summer, and she's wearing gloves. Okay, till here she's wearing gloves. And some Coca-Cola or something they gave, and she's holding it very carefully like this and keeping it. And I thought, poor thing, maybe some burn or something in the hands or whatever. And then every two minutes looking at the hand, peeking underneath the glove, closing it, and then hand. I also was looking at that. She was also looking at that. And then she said, "You are probably wondering why I'm wearing these gloves." I said, "Yes, actually, I am wondering why you're wearing these gloves." She said, "I'm a hand model." I said, "What? Come again? What was that?" I just didn't have any concept. I am, she could have said, "I am a model." Or she could have said, "My hands are a model." You know? That is what she was wanting to say, I think. But what did she say? "I am a hand model." I said, "What does that mean?" No, she says, "My face is not that much to go by, but I have nice hands." So then for any thing that needs the hands in the advertisements, in the ads, they feature my hands. Like moisturizing cream, and then what is that thing they put on? Polish. Yeah, polish and all these things. Nail cutter advertisement. My hands will feature. I said, "Oh, this is a very big responsibility." She said, "Yeah, you are telling me I can't do half the things I want to do." And then she told me one more thing. My hands are insured. I said, you must be kidding me." She said, "No. My hands are insured for $1 million. Hands are insured. But because of that insurance, they keep calling me, and I have to take photos of my hand and send them, and I have to make sure that I'm not doing the things I'm not supposed to do. I can't, inadvertently go like this and get a scratch or whatever it is. And so therefore, I have to keep them in gloves." It's a very interesting conversation. How long can you be a hand model? Huh? Yeah. That was a rhetorical question. so, so, whether 10 years or 20 years doesn't matter. How long can you be a hand model? Meaning, the idea is not forever. Yeah. The hand also will shrivel up. Yeah. We have to hand it to you, that you managed to be a hand model for so long. But that's how it is. So all the body parts wither away. William Butler Yeats said that. There were some old men by the waters. And so this is the poem, very short poem. "I heard the old men say, everything withers and dies away by the waters." That much is the poem. Very true. And all these romantic poets, they had Vedanta there somehow. That's why in Sanskrit, Kavi is poet, Kavi is a knowledgeable person, Kavi is also the name of Ishvara. Kavim Purana Manushasitaram, 8th chapter. So, this whatever I think is my Swarupa, number one, is not my Swarupa. Number two, if I think that all these things are my Swarupa, I come to grief. So thinking that whatever is not my Swarupa is my Swarupa is the cause of grief, number two. Why is it the cause of grief? Because I want that which can never last to outlast everything else. Can't last. Obviously, it cannot last. Why? Because it is Ishvara Srishti. The body is Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara's creation. Mind is Ishvara Srishti. Mind also cannot last. Sometimes the body outlasts the mind. Very terrible situation. Can't remember anything. And so, all these things are given. Body is given to live in. The mind is given to live in. Senses are given to enjoy. And so this so-called body-mind-sense complex was crafted out of the five elements and together with, so its body is a co-creation really. Ishvara created the body using two things. First is the raw material, five elements, and then what else? My own karma. My own karma becomes part of Ishvara's Srishti. Very interesting. My own karma. Because why this body? Once Swami Sakshatji was lecturing in Rishikesh, and then he said, if I had a choice, do you think I would have chosen this body? I would have had long flowing hair, I would have gone like this. So, nobody would have chosen the body they are in, because we've lived in it for some time and we know all the problems in it. So therefore we would have said, I want Usain Bolt's body, somebody would say, or I want this hand model's body. So many things one would say. I want this kind of body. Why would I choose this body with all these problems, And so the body is a mixture of the raw material called the five elements and the jiva who is going to live in it, that jiva's karmic background. That is the jiva's contribution. And then so the body is there, and then the body is time bound, because everything in this universe is time bound. So the body, which is the product of this universe, is also what? Time bound. The universe starts with this body, universe is time bound, body is time bound. And if it's time bound, that means that the changes are going to set in. And what are the changes? The 6 vikaras. Do we need to list them? No, that's all right, yeah. So, the 6 kind of modifications, the beginning of which is birth, the final of which is what? Death. We don't need to. Even it's a no-brainer. It undergoes. This kind of changes, they keeps on taking place. Absolutely keeps on taking place. And not only that, I have to rush against time to take care of that. To not succumb to that. When you're not looking, wrinkles will come. Yeah. When you're looking, they will not come. When you're not looking, they will come. 1 minute you don't look, they will come. And then all the aches and pains, suddenly they come. Yes. That's why the person says, till yesterday I was okay. Today I have aches and pains. You know what? Ayurveda says that when the symptom is manifest, that's the last stage of the disease. In Western medicine, what do we say? It's the first stage. Oh, glad we caught it early. Glad you came soon. Ayurveda, the Ayurvedic physician will touch the pulse and make some clucking noises. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Let's dip you in some medicated oil and see how you come out. This is what it is. So, therefore, this all the things that are products, starting with the body, cannot be confused for Swarupa. They also have their own Swarupa. What is their Swarupa? Changing Swarupa. Drishta Nashta Swarupa. So, Drishta Nashta Swarupa means what? As it is being seen, it is being destroyed. Self-destructing Swarupa. If this is the reality of the indweller of the body, who is that? Aham, I. If this is the reality of the one who is dwelling the body, indwelling the body, then we can close this program right now because there's nothing much to say. It's a horrible Swarupa, okay, yes, but this is the reality. And if it is the reality, and if it will not change, then I'll be happy being finite. Are you happy being finite? Let me think. Can I give the answer tomorrow? Yeah, nobody will say that. No, I'm not happy being finite. And if the word finite is, too much, are you happy being subject to time? No, I want to be timeless. Are you happy being subject to death? No, don't even say that word. It's a terrible word. Don't talk about death. I don't want to hear about death. Nobody wants to see death. Even the dying person will not want to die, really. The dying person wants to die, even though they may say, like Pujya Swamiji's story, Yama, great grandma said, Yama, you're watching me suffer with so much arthritis and digestive problems, this problem. Take me. Yama happened to be in the neighborhood, running an errand. Okay. And Yama said, oh, this will save me a trip. Looked up the calculation. Yeah, she's due. Okay, let me go. Grandma, come, let's go. Oh, you inauspicious being, who called you? Just now you called me. No, I'm about to have a great grandchild. When, mother? Oh, in 6 months. Okay, I'll check in with you then. 6 months later, child is born, great grandma goes and is anointed with all kinds of unctuous, sandalwood, cream and everything. Anointed, and then what? 3 generations are made to sit, and then Abhisheka with gold water. I mean, the water is not molten gold. Water has gold objects in it, and then in a sieve they put the water and do Abhisheka. She enjoys all of this. Looks to see who all has come. Yama. Idiot, go away. But you said in 6 months. Don't take everything I say literally. I have to watch this baby grow. So like this, even the person who is suffering doesn't want to die. Even a simple mosquito doesn't want to die. That's why it bites when you're not looking, and nothing wants to die. So the reality of this universe is completely askance with the reality that I want to be. And the universe is what? This body, mind, sense complex. I want to be unchanging. I want to be infinite. I want to be limitless. I want to be whole. I want to outlast everything. I want this to be my Swarupa. But that happens to be your Swarupa. Why? Because of the identification with the body, with the mind, with the senses. What happens? I am as good as this. I am finite. I am old. I am in pain. I am angry. I am hungry. Identifying with the mind and with the prana. I am thin, fat, tall, short. Identifying with the body. Like this, these various problems become because of the identification which is wrong. Because of the wrong identification, there is no reprieve at all. And the jiva goes from pillar to post, clutching new forms of identification because the old ones did not work, did not last. I thought this would be helpful, but it did not last. So let me look at some new identification. Let me catch hold of this. Maybe this will last. The fact that we have eternal hope. Eternal hope keeps on springing. That itself is a hint to understanding that perhaps this Swarupa is wrong. Therefore, it needs research, continuous and full research. Anusandhana, self-enquiry. Swarupa Anusandhana Ashtakam. 8 verses of self-enquiry. It also has one more name. Vijnana-Nauka. Nauka means boat. Vijnana means well ascertained knowledge of the self. Jnana, self-knowledge. Vijnana, a knowledge that is free of error, which means mistakes, and then doubts and vagueness. That kind of a knowledge, well ascertained knowledge, is called Vijnana. So you can either call it the boat of self-knowledge, and then the undulating movement from the snake can be transferred to the boat. So, and for those who had a boat ride recently, recall memories of bobbing up and down and side to side, and so like this going. And the boat of self-knowledge, why is it called boat of self-knowledge? When do you go on the boat? Don't say just for a joy ride of 2 hours. That would be the wrong answer. When do you go on the boat? You want to go across. You want to cross. You want to cross from one side to another, one bank to another. And what is the first bank? All the things that you have been banking on, which are wrong. That's why it's called bank. Yes. All the things you thought are going to stand by you. All the things you invested in, all the things you worked hard for, all the things you said you cannot do without are not you, are not even connected to you. And here you have been parasitically clinging on to them, thinking that you will get something out of them, and not getting anything out of them. Like a baby sucking on a pacifier. It thinks something is happening. Nothing is happening. There's no milk. Just the mouth is full and and the inadvertent sucking motion is happening. That's all. So all the things I have been banking on have left me completely, have left me wanting, have left me lacking, have left me without any, unmoored and completely adrift, like somebody has cut off the rope and it's just going somewhere. So the boat becomes, what is the boat here? Self-knowledge is the boat. What if it has holes in it? Yeah. There are already enough holes in the life, correct? Yes. The self-knowledge boat We have to trust, because somewhere we have to trust. We have lost trust in a big way because we have been chasing the finite life after life after life, thinking it's the infinite. And when the finite kicks you in the chest, or in, then what happens? You're disappointed. And with each disappointment, there is a deeper and deeper distrust. That's what happens. There's a connection. The hopelessness and distrust are connected in this manner. So each time one is kicked, one says, I'll never go do this again. And after a while, one picks oneself up and then tries it again. So the boat of self-knowledge, here the idea is, if it is called boat of self-knowledge, better get into it. Yes. For the drowning person, there is not much options. You cannot really, are not in a place to exercise options. Somebody offers a stick. It's not painted. I don't think I'll hold on to it. I want a nice painted stick with native art, in the paint. If you offer me that kind of stick, I'll take. Stick means what? I want to be lifted up. Now, all these options are not there for the drowning person. The drowning person just catches hold of whatever there is, and in that spirit we get into this boat. Thankfully, the final boat. Yes. All the other rafts were crafted through what? Karma. Each log was action and result of action. Plavahyete adrida yajna rupaha. Plavaha. Plavaha means like a makeshift raft. These are the things I have banked on. I made a makeshift raft to cross samsara, ocean of samsara. And what is the makeshift raft? The makeshift raft comprises all these logs of wood, which are my actions and the results thereof. And I think the results of actions will carry me over on the other side of sorrow, on the other side of fear, on the other side of all kinds of finitude. But what happens? As soon as they touch the water, they self-destruct. If karma is finite, the results of karma, can they be infinite? Not at all. How can they be infinite? This goes against reason. So all this time I have been trying to cross using action and result of action. Maybe this will help. Maybe this sense of pain and lack will go if I get one more degree, if I get a little more famous, if I get rich, if I have children, if I'm married at least 2 or 3 times, and then, then maybe this longing will go. But it doesn't go because all those are within the same realm of the problem itself. The master's tools can never destroy the master's house. Never destroy that. Audre Lorde, a great writer, had said that. African American writer talking about slavery. And so too, this is Vedanta, same thing. The infrastructure in which there is oppression, the infrastructure of oppression cannot be the place where you craft the tools for liberation. How is that possible? It's just not possible because the very infrastructure is vitiated with that which you are trying to come out of, which is that finitude, which is that limitations. So the world of limitations, the world of names and forms, words and meanings which are full of limitations cannot lead you to limitlessness. That limitlessness has to, quote unquote, come from outside in the form of what? Shabda Pramana. In the form of teaching, because we have to go from the realm of doing to the realm of knowing, because the doing is my undoing, it is not working. The doing is not working. How will it work? It's not going to work at all. So the very doing is my undoing, and so therefore I get out of this. I get out of this ocean of samsara, glub, 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 in other words, and then get into the boat of self-knowledge. What if it springs a leak? It hasn't sprung a leak for hundreds of thousands of years. Why will it spring a leak now? And besides, the boat is just because we are looking at the metaphor of samsara as an ocean. Once you get into the boat, it's a magic boat. The boat disappears. Oh no! See, I told you we shouldn't trust this boat. Along with the boat, water also disappears. And everything that depended upon the ocean, seaweed, can it exist without the ocean? No. That's why it's called seaweed. It's not called landweed, okay? Yeah. Those are different things. Without the sea, it will not exist. Seaweed. And then shark. Can the shark survive without the ocean? No ocean, no shark. So the products of this samsara, the products of Atma Ajnanam, in the broods of this Atma Ajnanam, in the form of pain, sorrow, all these things. This all the Dhyana Shloka in the Bhagavad Gita describes. Duryodhana is made into a hidden whirlpool which catches hold of the leg and sucks the people in. Duryodhana Avartini. So, like this, you get into the boat to find out that neither the boat is necessary nor the getting in is necessary. Nor what else is not necessary? These 8 verses are also not necessary. Upashanta Jagadjiva Shishyacharya Acharyeshwara Brahmam Svatasiddham Anadyantam Aham Purnam Aham Maha. So that is the truth. But then why should I get into the boat? I'm not getting into the boat. Is samsara real or not? It's as though. You have yourself said it is as though. Okay, as though get into the boat. Or get into the as though boat. From the as though ocean, get into the as though boat. So that you who were as though bound can be as though free. Fantastic it is. So it begins innocently enough. Let's see what it says. I had the text somewhere here. Do we have printouts? Does everybody have a printout? Except me. Yeah, I would like one. Is there enough for everybody? Okay. So let's learn to chant it first. तपो यज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः आदिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादेः पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वम् परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि together तपो यज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादेः पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि. So, Shuddha Buddhi, that is the that is the subject of the first line. Shuddha Buddhi can be taken in two ways. The Buddhi that is Shuddha. What is the Buddhi that is Shuddha? A mind that is free of the hold of strong likes and dislikes, preferences, prejudices, anger, fear, sorrow, all these things. A relatively cheerful mind, free of all this baggage, is called Shuddha Buddhi. So we can just take it as a contented mind, a sattvic mind, a pure mind. Or we can take it as the one that has this kind of a buddhi. So the one that has this kind of a buddhi means what? Shuddha buddhi yasya. Take it both ways. So it can either be a description of the mind or the person who embodies this kind of a mind. So that is what stands out in the verse. First word that stands out is Shuddha Buddhi. And so this person with a calm mind, with a mind that is not given away, mind means heart. Heart means, the capacity to desire. So the desiring capacity is not given away to objects. Some of the desiring capacity, in fact a large portion of it, is saved for the subject. Because when the desiring capacity is exhausted in objects, one is exhausted, there is no time for Vedanta. And also besides Vedanta, desire for Vedanta is not on a par with the desire for all other things. So therefore the excuse, I don't have time to study, I don't have time to attend class, is not a good excuse because I'm doing something else. That something else is not the same as this teaching. They are belonging to two orders of reality. One is binding, the other one is transformative. What is transformative? Samsara? No. Just checking, okay? So, one is binding, the other one is transformative. And one is finite, the other one is infinite. So the nature of the self is infinite. That which unfolds the nature of the self, that is also infinite, because there is no difference between the subject matter and the person which embodies this knowledge. So it's all infinite, and then all the other pursuits, all the other desires are what? Finite desires, desires for the finite. So between the finite and the infinite, there is not even a single thing in common. So sad. Yeah. You try to find at least one thing in common, nothing they have in common. Oh, at least, I found one thing in common. Yippee. What? They are both objects of desire. Idiot. Ati Mudha. Why? Why are you calling me an idiot? Calling you an idiot because one is an object, the other one is what? Subject. It's not that, not only a subject that can never be objectified. Even that both of them are objects of desire is also not something they have in common. One is jada, inert, meaning what? All objects of desire are inert. And then the desire for myself and the desiring person is what? Sentient. I was going to say earth, but earth is not the opposite of inert. Okay? Yeah. Sentient. So one is jada, one is chetana. One is object, one is subject. One is time bound, the other one is infinite. What is there in common? Nothing in common. So the desires for the object and the desire for the subject cannot be put on the same plane. We have to understand this. And then when you really, truly, madly, deeply understand this, you will never ever say, I don't have time for Vedanta. And that excuse will not come, not possible. And so therefore, this desire, the capacity to desire, when it is frittered away for all these no-end, dead-end, finite, time-bound objects, situations, events and people, no matter who they are, then there is not much space in the heart to go on this inward quest. This inward journey, as there is no juice there anymore. Yes. Everything is spent. That's why one says, I'm exhausted, I'm spent. Exhausted what? Treading water. That's all. In one place, Aqua aerobics. That's what you do. Yeah. You just keep going one thing after another. You're not going anywhere. Like a stationary bike, if you want another metaphor. And you're not going anywhere. And so this has to be recognized. And so the mind needs to be prepared. Because without the mind being prepared, the stark differences between the objects of desire and oneself, which is the only object, so to speak, the only thing to be desired, the only vastu that is worth being called a thing. That's what it is. Between the two, there is a big gap. An insurmountable gap exists. And if I fritter away my time, if I fritter away my capacities, if I fritter away Ichha Shakti, the capacity to desire which is given by Bhagavan, Kriya Shakti, the capacity to act, to fructify that desire, Jnana Shakti, the capacity to know that, oh, this is my desire. If I fritter it away in the land of objects, then there is nothing left for me. I'm always impoverished. And so therefore this mind has to understand that. And the mind that understands the difference between Nitya, Atma and Anitya, Anatma is called, that quality is called Viveka. It is Viveka. Discernment that I'm just treading water, I'm not doing anything here. I'm not able to understand this at all. So that discrimination, that what have I been doing? I have really taken a lot of wrong turns. And every turn I took, dead end, detour, come back. Sometimes they put that board. Still people go to find out maybe there is an end. Yeah. No, really. Hope springs eternal. So this Shuddha Buddhi is a upalakshana for Viveka. Because that is how. The Shuddha Buddhi is a strong Buddhi, is a sharp Buddhi, a Buddhi that's able to see the difference between falling for objects as opposed to connecting to the understanding the subject as everything. Which the objects are just the glitter, the bling shines, the bling attracts. Going for the string behind the baubles, that is what one has to learn to do. Sutre Maniganaha Iva, 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita says, I am that which is strung through all the names and forms. So if you look at the pearl necklace or a nice necklace made of various beads, you appreciate the pearls, you appreciate the bead. Who says, let me see the string? Nobody says that. Either one is mad or one is a Vedantin. That's it. Nobody says, let me see the string. I'm more interested in the string than in the beads. When suddenly, because the string has worn out, gives way and the beads scatter and go, that time you say, oh my God, what happened to my necklace? Without string, no necklace. So the necklace, which is mithya, is crafted with what? With the string. The string is the most important thing because otherwise the beads are what? Just things. So the word necklace is mithya, that which by which it is crafted, which are the various beads, also mithya, and the satyam of the necklace is what? String. This is not satyam jnanam anantam. This is, with regard to the example, I'm saying. With regard to the example, what is there? All that is there is only string. No string, no necklace. No string, no beads. And then beads are there, string is there, no beads are there. That is still, you can wear the string around the neck, still is there. People do that in India. Lucky string. They'll go to Kashi, get one black thread. They will go to, what is that? Mata temple and get one red thread. They'll go somewhere else and get one yellow thread and then they'll wear it. Beads are not there, doesn't matter. String is there, that is Satyam. And so, this discernment is not handed down nicely. Is not given on a platter that you can just pick up at birth. It has to be cultivated. Cultivated how? Tapaha, Yajna, Dana, Adibhihi. Tapo, Yajna, Dana, Adibhihi, Shuddha Buddhi. The little trifecta there, Tapaha, Yajnaha and Danaha, etc. This little trifecta again is Upalakshana. Who is doing tapas? See, nobody raised their hand. Who is doing yajna? No takers. Dana people are still doing. That's the only thing that they are doing. Okay? Annadana, so many kinds of dana people are doing. That is dana means charity, philanthropy. People are doing. But the first two, which are very important things of this Triputi, this tripod, nobody is doing. So we have to take the metaphorical equivalence of tapas and what else? Yajna. Tapas means discipline, any kind of discipline. Here it means a spiritual discipline. And that is how the way of the world was in those days. And it is there even in many traditions. Sometimes you don't eat. You can't just be like a pig, all the time, has stuff. Certain times of the day you don't eat. In some traditions, in the Jains in India, you don't eat after sundown. You don't eat because you may be hurting some small insects. They are given to ahimsa. And then certain other traditions, you don't eat on certain days. And in India, as many people only focus on festival days. That's wrong. As many fasting days are there. Look at this, okay? So you fast on Ekadashi, which went 2 days ago. You fast on Ekadashi, which is the 11th day of the waxing moon and 11th day of the waning moon. So in 1 month, how many fasts you already had? 2 fasts. Okay? And then everybody who is born has some problem with the horoscope. That's why I call it horoscope. Okay? Yeah, some problem will be there. What's his name? The Saturn will be looking badly at some other planet and then affecting. So each time success comes along with that, some other slap also comes along with every success. One slap comes, and then or Mars is there in some house. That means that you will be robbed. And then they say that the Indian astrologer is something to be really taken seriously. And they will say, you're going to be robbed. So what should I do? Give away the money freely. This is the parihara. Then you won't be robbed. Saturn will be thinking, oh my God, I have no work now. Yeah, you only give it away. Yeah, scuttle your own ship. Don't wait for the pirates to come and scuttle the ship. You only take an axe and then you're done. That karma has gone. It's very ingenious, actually, very beautiful. And then so these are all. So then so something will be wrong in the horoscope. So then when the child is born, the child is too small to fast. So the parents will be fasting for the sake of the child on that particular day where that planet is weak. Guru day, which is Thursday. Guru is weak. Okay, the parents will fast until the child is able to pick up the fast. And then when the child is 16, and they say, hey, take this. We need our food, okay? Yeah, you start now. So that is weekly, all right? So now we have fortnightly 2 fasts, weekly 1 more fast, okay? And then what else? Then there are other fasts, like Mahashivaratri will come, some other Amavasya will come, so many other things will come. So once a week you definitely fast, and then almost other times also you fast. And then if you do something wrong, the best way of atonement is to not eat. Skip a meal. Yes. Quietly skip a meal, and that's a way of saying sorry. All right. So this is all tapas. Now we eat at all times of the day. No problem at all. Just for name's sake, we say intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is only as long as the word intermittent is properly articulated. That's all. Yeah. So tapas now must be taken as a spiritual discipline. In fact, Pujya Swamiji would say the best type of tapas for now is Shravanam. Because how hard you have to work, and you have to sit in chairs, or you have to sit on the floor, you have to sit and listen, even though you feel like going home. and then, yeah. And if it's already your home, you have nowhere else to go. You happen to be hosting the thing. Yeah. So what to do? So it's a tapas. Shravanam is the best tapas ever, because when you just focus and listen and you just forget the body, mind, sense complex, then you have overcome so many things. You have overcome a lot of things. It's just really amazing. And so, like this, that is tapas. And then what is the next one? Yajna. Yajna. Yajna we'll see tomorrow. Okay, what is yajna and how to do yajna in the modern world, we will see tomorrow. A quick question before we close is that, is this timing okay, or shall we make it slightly earlier? Like, do you want to make it, here are the options, okay? Do you want to make it 5 to 6:30? Yes? No? No. Do you want to make it 5:30 to 7? 5:30 to 7, how many people? Only 6 people will come. Yeah. You don't have a choice, you're here. Yeah. But, yes. So it's not good for some other people?
Is it too early? I can do anything.
Huh?
I can do anything.
You can do anything? Okay. Sheila? Yes? Yeah, for you also? Okay. So, instead of, what are we doing now? 6 to 7:30. So, we will make it when?
5:30.
Yeah, half an hour earlier. Correct? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's like nothing. So that, 5:30 to 7. Go home, have dinner and relax. And also, I'm thinking of these two. They're leaving, and then East Coast, they will have to stay till, 10:30. Not 9:30, 10:30. Yeah. So they'll have to stay. The East Coast people, whoever else might be listening here, they're going to be staying till 10:30.
What's the opposite if you go earlier?
Sorry?
If you have the class earlier at 5:30, then it's not as late in the East Coast.
Exactly. That's the whole reason. That's one of the reasons I'm proposing this. So tomorrow and day after, we will have it at 5:30 to 7. And then, what is that? The other 2 days, they have a specific, one is at 4:30, that day we have 2 classes, and the other day also we have 2 classes, but that's our regular morning time. All right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om